Hello students, welcome to our English class. I am Miss Annie Itur and today we are going to learn the lesson that is the 3.3 The Last Leaf by O. Henry. So students, The Last Leaf is an adaptation of O. Henry's story of the same name. It is a story about two struggling artists, John C. and Sue, who came to New York from different parts of the United States and became friends upon learning that they shared the same interests, setting up a studio in a flat. They tried to earn their living through this art. So in the story, there are three characters, that is Sue, Chauncey and Berman. These all three characters are the artists staying in the small colony of New York. Now, let's get started with the lesson. Lesson 3.3 The Last Leaf of your English Bhalbharti textbook. The passage starts from page number 67 and 68, that is from In the Poorer Parts till I will go to. Now, let's get started with the lesson. In the poorer parts of New York, there was a colony where many struggling artists lived. Among them were Sue and John C. They had come to New York from different parts of the United States. When they met, they found that they shared the same interest and they became friends. They shared a flat and set up a joint studio trying to earn a living through art. So students in the poorer parts of the New York means now New York is the big city. So in that city there were poorer parts. Poorer parts means where the working people lived together. Basically not that rich area, and there are no big buildings. Maybe there are small apartments where people don't earn much. So those kinds of struggling artists lived over there. Now here colony means a group of people of one nationality or race living in foreign countries. So among many struggling artists there was Sue and John C. So Sue and John C were not friends, not relatives, but they had come to New York from different parts of United States. And as they met, they found that they had shared the same interest because they both were artists, and because of that they both became friends. So now New York is very expensive city. A single person hiring a flat in New York might be very costly for them. So they shared the flat and set up a joint studio. Studio means where an artist or workers live in a workroom. So that is what called as studio. So these two people were trying through on through that living of that art. Next, Chauncey was small, thin, and not very strong. After spending a few months in New York, she became ill with pneumonia. In those days, it was not easy to cure pneumonia patients. Those who looked after her well, Chauncey showed no sign of improvement. So Chauncey was very small and thin and was not very strong. So after spending few months in New York, she became ill with pneumonia. Now pneumonia is a disease, you can say, of lungs and fear. And in those days means we are talking about the olden days. So that time it was not very easy to cure pneumonia patient. It was very difficult, and Sue had just become her friend. But then too Sue looked after Johnsy very well. But still Johnsy showed no sign of improvement. One day the doctor told Sue that Johnsy had one chance in 10, and that chance is for her to want to leave. He said, "Your little lady has made up her mind that she is not going to get well." He told Sue that medicine alone did not help if the patient did not wish to leave. So, as the Johnsy was not well and recovering from pneumonia, so Sue once again called doctor. So one day the doctor had come to visit Johnsy to see how well she is, but still she was unwell. So the doctor told Sue that Johnsy had one chance in 10. Now one chance in 10 means only 10%, and that chance if she wishes or wants to leave. But by becoming too much ill, Johnsy had made up her mind that she is not going to get well now. Now here, naturally, if the patient willpower is also required to leave, because only medicine can't work and medicine can't help if the patient itself does not wish to leave. If the patient willpower does not work, then medicine definitely will not work. So there should be the balance of medicine and also the person willpower. And that is why only Johnsy can become well. Next. That day, Johnsy just lied in bed without making any sound or movement. First, Sue thought that she had fallen asleep, but then she noticed that Johnsy was looking out of the window and was counting something again and again in a very low voice, almost a whisper. So now when doctor had come to see Johnsy, that time Johnsy had just lied on the bed without making any sound or any kind of movement. And at first when Sue saw Johnsy, she thought that she was fallen asleep. But after looking continuously on Johnsy, she noticed that Johnsy was looking out of window and she was counting something again and again in a very low voice as if she was whispering. Next. Sue too looked out of window, but there was nothing to see. Only an old ivy vine, gnarled and decayed at the roots, climbed halfway up the brick wall. The cold breath of autumn had taken away most of the leaves. Only the skeleton branches were left clinging to the bricks. So as the Chauncey was looking out of window and counting something, so Sue also looked outside the window, to see what Chauncey was counting. But there was nothing. And outside the window there was nothing but an old ivy vine tree. Now ivy vine means a strong creeper with green leaves and yellow berries. Okay, and gnarled means twisted. And it was decayed at the root, means it had become very weak from its root and climbed halfway up to the brick wall. And the cold breath means the cold wind of autumn. Now autumn season which comes after summer and before winter. So that had taken place and that had taken almost many leaves. All leaves had fallen down because of wind and skeleton branches were left. That means only branches were left without any leaves on it, clinging to the brick, which means hanging to the brick, or you can say it has stuck or attached to the brick. Next. What it is, dear? Asked Sue. 6, said Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100. It made my head ache to count them. But now it's easy. There goes another one. There are only 5 left now. 5. What dear? Leaves. On the ivy vine. When the last one falls, I must go too. I have known that for 3 days. Didn't the doctor tell you? So after that, Sue is asking Johnsy that what it is, dear. So the Johnsy said 6. They are falling faster now because 3 days ago there were almost 100. So Johnsy was telling when they were 100, I was getting headache to count them. It was very difficult, but now it's easy. There goes another one, and now 5s are left. So Sue was wondering about what Johnsy is talking. So Sue asked, what 5, dear? Then Johnsy answered, leaves on the ivy vine. And when last leaf will fall, I must go to. I will go to means I will also die with the leaves when the leaves will fall. And I have been known this for 3 days, and I have been counting the leaves, and the moment all leaves will fall, I will go away. Didn't the doctor tell you that I am going to die? So like this, Johnsy was telling Sue. Next. Oh, I never heard of such nonsense, said Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? And you used to love that ivy vine so. Don't be silly. The doctor said that you have excellent chances of getting well. Take some broth now and let me get back to my work. So after listening to Johnsy, Sue started telling that what nonsense is this? And I have never heard about this any time. And what is the connection between the old ivy vine leaves and between you getting well? So the Sue is telling her, don't be silly, don't talk like mad. And you are talking like this only because you used to love those vines. And doctor has said that you have excellent chances of getting well. Now, already doctor has told Sue that Johnsy has only 10% of getting well. But for patient, we can't say that like this, okay? Because a patient can get scared and think more bad things. So because of that, Sue tells Johnsy that doctor has told that you have uh, excellent chances of getting well. So after that, Sue tells Johnsy that take some broth. Now your broth means hot soup, and let me get, so take this soup and let me get back to my work. But Johnsy just kept looking out of window. There goes another. No, I don't want any broth. That leaves just 4. I want to see the last one fall before it get dark. Then I will go too. So after telling so much, Johnsy still kept looking out of window and started counting the leaves and tells, there goes another one. And Johnsy refused to take the broth, means the hot soup. And she was telling, I want to see the last leaf to fall before it gets dark. Because now it is only 4, and once all leaves fall, I will also go too. Means along the last leaf, I will also die. So like this, Johnsy was thinking and making a connection between her and between the ivy vine. So students, that's all for today. I hope you have understood the lesson. So let's get started with our evaluation question. Our evaluation first question, answer the following. First one, write what the doctor told Sue about Johnsy. So the first one, Johnsy's chances of survival were 1 in 10, and that chance was for her to want to leave. Second, Johnsy had made up her mind that she was not going to get well. Third, medicine alone could not help Johnsy to survive if she did not wish to live. The second question, what dreadful illness did Johnsy suffer from? Answer, Johnsy was suffering from pneumonia. Third question, what did the doctor tell Sue about Johnsy? The doctor told Sue about Johnsy that she has only 10% chance of survival if she wishes to live. The fourth question, describe the ivy vine outside the window. Answer, the ivy vine outside the window was an old and twisted vine that grew half a way up the brick wall. Its roots had decayed and the cold autumn wind had taken away most of its leaves. The leafless branches were left clinging to the brick wall. Now students, let's discuss some grammar question. So our second question was directed. First one, they shared a flat and set up a joint studio. Identify whether the underlined verb is finite or non-finite. So you have to underline the word that is the share, whether it is the finite or non-finite. So the answer is finite verb. Second, the cold breath of autumn has taken away most of the leaves. Change the voice. So your answer will be most of the leaves were taken away by the cold breath of autumn. Third question. Oh, I never heard of such nonsense, said Sue. Rewrite the sentence in indirect speech. So whole sentence you have to convert into indirect speech. So the answer will be Sue said that she had never heard of such nonsense. Fourth one, I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Frame a WH question to get the underlined part as the answer. So the answer will be, when do you want to see the last one fall? So students, that's all for today. I hope you have understood the questions and also the grammar part. Thank you students. Remain safe and God bless you.